internet. This is Fanfiction Until 9002, and it is your host, Sneaky Devil. How are y'all doing tonight? I hope you are doing far better than I am, because I am sick, I am hungry, and we're about to read fanfiction, which means I'm gonna get drunk.
Are you gonna order pizza live?
Oh man, dude, I should, but no.
Oh, just do it. All the other fucking streamers do it.
I would order pizza live, but I already ate pizza this month, and that's like my quota for my budget. So if someone wants to donate $20 to me, I'll buy pizza.
You know, I'm half tempted to have you PM me your address and send a pizza to your house if it weren't for the fact that I'm buying pizza for my own dinner.
Live order Domino's at 20 subs? Sure. At 20 subs, and when that subscriber count reaches 20, I'll live order pizza.
Will you ask Domino's to comp you a free pizza because you're an influencer?
Am I an influencer now?
Am I an influencer yet, Daddy? Do people love me? No.
I mean, you know, not for nothing, but apparently all you need to get on to YouTube videos these days is to have 15 subs as a girl. Twitch
Yeah,
streamer.
well, listen.
Not titty.
I was gonna say, I haven't done nearly enough exercise to look good in a pair of yoga pants, and you definitely haven't. So
I don't know, man. Back in the day when I was working out at the gym I went to.
Yeah, Sneaky. Back in the day, that ain't now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
We're talking about 2001.
I'll give you that. It has been a while.
Look, I'm not saying I look fantastic, but you are not what anyone would put on the tap list right now.
Okay, look, I had several women uncomfortably comment on how good my ass looks while I was at that gym, and like I said, it was exceedingly uncomfortable because they were. But
why would you not? Like, if a girl says that's a nice ass, you
because
go.
Because they were
yeah,
twice
nice.
my age.
Ah, see, you left that important.
I was getting to that part, and then you interrupted me.
The cougar part is really important.
Yeah, I was kind of just sitting there like, oh.
Please don't look at my ass.
Please don't molest me.
You need an adult?
I need a different adult.
I need an adult that is not you.
Oh, God. So, Orf, tell me, my compadre, how well do you know Harry Potter and My Hero Academia?
I'm familiar with Harry Potter. I have not seen a single episode of My Hero Academia.
Oh, or as Zarlan pronounces it, My Hero Macadamia.
Which he's
What the
hates.
fuck, man? Is there even 20 people to give subs to?
Alright, come on! You promised!
God fucking damn it. Okay, Jesus Christ.
I think it just starts giving them to random motherfuckers.
Oh my god. You fucking madman.
Potato, we have got to talk.
I am totally okay with that.
We have got to talk about the level of disposable income this man has wasted on you.
God, my lungs. My entire face just went numb. I was coughing hard. Okay. Alright. Now that I'm done dying, let us continue. And I guess I do have to order that pizza now.
I was gonna say, yeah, come on.
See, I don't know why he didn't just, like, cheekily, like, gift me 13 subs. You know, because I said 20. when the count reaches 20. But you know, I'll take 28. I'll take that. I'm an influencer now.
Important now.
I don't actually know if my credit card gets displayed when I do this, so. Right,
you
no.
just cut away on that part.
My actual name and my address get shown.
Sneaky, order it over the phone.
Why? No, I don't want. Why would I want to talk to people?
Why don't you just use an app?
I am using an app.
Because I'm trying to make you suffer for your fans.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright.
But yeah, we have to talk about the amount of disposable income Potato has. Potato, it's your money. You can do as you please with it.
I really don't appreciate my employees telling my customers to stop purchasing my product.
Look, all I'm saying is, the product sucks!
You suck!
And I'm part of the product!
Yes! Yes, you are! Fucking Domino's, stop trying to offer me coupons I don't want. Just give me the goddamn discount! Fucking... I'm gonna stab you in the face, Domino's. It's like, hey, do you want to add these 2 pizzas to your coupon? Yes! Okay, we've added your 1 pizza to the coupon.
I got bad news for you.
And then I go through the whole process of adding the second pizza, and it's like, all 3 of your pizzas have been added to the coupon. It's like, come on! Domino's! Domino's!
Kit Fubbo, I got bad news for you. See, he lives in Vermont, and almost none of the pizza places will deliver anymore because of fucking UVM.
Fucking UVM, man.
UVM and their naked ass lack of scruples.
Such.
Remember when UVM was like, UVM? Hey guys, we have a naked bike ride. And everybody was like, that seems unsanitary. Also, it's like fall in Vermont. People's dicks are gonna freeze off.
I have to say, I really enjoyed the fall update to Vermont. It loaded this weekend. And like on Friday, I came home to trees that were green, and on Saturday I opened my door and all the leaves are on the ground now. I was just like, that was a quick fall.
Get out. It's your stream, but get out.
It's my stream, but I'm being ordered to leave anyway. Why? Super fucking potatoes. Jesus Christ, my dude. New Domino's fanfic. Domino's, the long-lost cousin of the Pizza Hut from Spaceballs. I'm not drunk enough to comprehend the suggestions you are giving me, so I'm just going to continue doing what I was previously doing, which is buy pizza. And always remember, kids, do not tip them through the app. Tip them with real money so they can slide it into their pocket and tell their boss that they never got tipped.
Why would you do that?
Because they take 30% of your tips.
What the fuck, Domino's?
Oh no, that's just restaurants in general. It's either between 30% or all the tips go into the pool, and then they get split evenly.
I would say, see, like, you know, for all of its problems, at least like a delivery app like Postmates now tells you 100% of your tip goes to your driver. So when they get you your food in like 15 minutes or less through the middle of construction, you go, you deserve a $5 tip, sir.
Well, I mean, you always want to tip $5 just in general. Like, no matter if someone's delivering you food, at minimum, tip 5.
Yeah.
If it's like party-sized food, tip 10. Because, you know, even if it's just a single pizza and they're like 3 minutes away, it's still time and effort that they have to spend driving to your fucking house to deliver your dumbass pizza to you. And they're not paid to do that part. They're paid to be on call, not to drive places.
Indeed.
Oh, God.
Jesus fuck, man.
Well, you tell my fucking lungs to stop being my lungs.
I
I
can't.
think that would kill you.
I don't see a downside to this.
But you're an influencer now. You have to stay alive for your fans.
I have 29 subscribers. I must survive for my fans.
I mean, I personally don't think anyone cares enough about that, but okay.
Obviously, potato.
Well, someone keeps fucking gifting subs to random ass people that pop in for 2 minutes. I bet those people are like, why the fuck am I subscribed to him?
How did this happen?
Sounds like your body is trying to kill itself.
I mean, listen,
You're not
his
far
body
off.
has been trying to kill itself for years.
I've had this as a chronic condition for like the past. Let's see, we're nearing 2020, so that's about 8 years now. So, it's fun. But it's very easy to set off too. Oh, here we go. No, you know what? No, we're not. No.
By the way, Sneaky, you need to remember to leave, like, boost your gain all the way when you go to get the pizza, since that's technically part of the what they paid for.
I can't though because my gain's already at max, my dude. And
Jesus fucking Christ.
and my microphone doesn't reach that far.
Then what are you fucking useful for?
You know, yeah, that's a very good question, and I don't have an answer to that.
Oh my god. You've forced me into some kind of sympathetic coughing loop.
Good. My plan to kill all of my co-stars is in process. They'll never
I feel
suspect it was
so
me.
welcomed and accepted.
You better fucking feel welcomed and accepted. Piece of
Hey,
shit.
he's trying to kill you. That's you know.
My best friend was made when he tried to kill me. It's totally normal. Anyway. As is per usual, as per Twitch guidelines, I am required to remind everyone of this fanfiction podcast. That's right, we do cover fanfiction here occasionally. We have this fanfiction podcast that you're not to contact the authors of the fanfictions that we cover here in any form or fashion because Twitch thinks that's harassment, which I really don't understand because I would think if I was an author and I had written a story and I posted it on the public space. By the way, public space means anyone can look at it. Looking at you, Fairy Tale Dragon Slayer, you don't know how fucking copyright works, you piece of shit.
You're not supposed to call anyone out by name, Sneaky.
Oh, no, he already called me out on my own channel, so it's okay. Fucking Jesus Christ, this Olus. Anyway, as I was saying, Twitch doesn't like you to contact them, even though, you know, you would think it'd be a good thing to contact them and let them know that their fanfiction is being shown to a dubious amount of people on the internet website. But, you know, whatever, what do I know? I'm not Twitch, so don't contact them. But if you want to follow along, the link is in the Discord. It don't matter. Why did I post that twice? Am I drunk already?
Are you ever not drunk?
Yes, when I'm at work, because that's illegal.
I feel like you still want to drink considering the stories about your coworkers.
Oh, if I had the ability to, I would absolutely be fucking sloshed at work.
You probably shouldn't be saying this live on air.
Why not? I'm not gonna drink at work.
Because
Look,
someday
no one
you may go in utterly sleep deprived, as you usually are, and they'll be like, aha, he's drunk!
Oh, no. Sleep deprived me and drunk me are completely different.
Look, Atin, I think you're worrying about the wrong thing. No one important would ever watch this podcast.
See, his thing, you think that until his boss is up at 1 in the morning with insomnia, and is like, I know that fucking voice.
No, see, sleep deprived me just fucking goes full zombie and I just fucking turn into a machine where I, like, just do my job without saying anything or even looking at any of the stuff I'm doing. I'm getting, like,
so
half
it'll
of
be an
it.
improvement over your usual
I'm fucking, like, half of it up, but it's okay, I'll fix it later when I wake up. Drunk me is normal me, but I'm more willing to insult people, and then I fall asleep. That's the progression of drunk sneaky. I'm not drunk, I'm drunk and insulting people, and then I'm asleep.
I see.
I don't do the drugs, so I wouldn't be able to tell you how high me it is. But I do have it on good reports that when I went in to get my wisdom teeth removed and had them douse me with some of that sleeping gas, apparently I woke up an hour early. Blackout high, apparently. Because I don't remember any of this. But I apparently woke up an hour early, and for the next solid hours, would not stop telling teeth-based puns.
Really?
Yes.
That sounds far too accurate.
And, like, although the doctors were really worried when I woke up an hour early, they're like, oh my god, he's gonna start screaming in pain or something. And I'm just, apparently, all I did was just smile at people and start telling teeth-based puns. And I was just like, well, it looks like drunk and high me is far funnier than normal me, which I guess is the average for people. No, I'm in a legal state, too. I'm in fucking Vermont, man. It's just, you know, I'm in an apartment and I don't do drugs too much because me, with less inhibitions, is, let's just say
Get you
people have been
evicted.
sent to the hospital over less. Let's leave it at that. Oh, they had to put me under potatoes because Novocaine doesn't work on me.
Oh, that's right, it doesn't. That caused some problems the first time you went in.
Yeah, they had to dose me at like 2.5 times the normal amount. And this time, they were going in to go extract 4 teeth from my jaw. And they're like, we cannot give you that level of Novocaine.
You'll die.
No, not die. It's just like, you might take permanent nerve damage from that. And they're like, we literally can't do that. So, have the gas, 1% chance of death. I'm like, well, so what you say it is I breathe from this hose. And I either don't wake up, or I wake up fine. I don't see the problem here. They didn't like that. They didn't like that attempt at humor.
I think they liked the puns more.
I think they liked the part where I woke up. I don't think they liked the part when I told puns for an entire hour about teeth. The dentists. I'm fairly certain they heard them all. Like, years before I did.
Probably.
Anyway, that's enough about me. Let's get to Harry Potter and D times D. Everyone's favorite shit hentai.
What happened to My Hero Academia?
I felt Harry Potter and D times Z would be a lot funnier.
Sneaky.
You're gonna have to define funny.
When you just, jump fucking shark like that, you gotta give us a little fucking heads up, okay?
That's what I told you, well. Oh. Dark Star Rises by 666. Harry defeated Voldemort, but his twin brother is hailed as boy who lived and is sent to live with Dursleys. But something was watching that night, and will become something more than human. Harry with a harem, rated M for safety. And now, just to make sure everyone's souls are as crushed and crippled as possible, I would like to remind you all that this story, this 73,000 word story of 10 chapters that has been ongoing since July 20th of 2014, has 2,600 favorites. Just keep that in mind when we read the first chapter.
I will forever remind everyone that if you want your story to have high stats, just put some variation of overpowered and harem in the summary.
Also, it has to be Harry Potter or Naruto.
Yeah, just put OP Naruto
and you have
harem
to
or
keep
OP
in
Harry
mind,
harem.
You can't write Harry Potter or Naruto as Harry Potter or Naruto, because people don't want to read about Harry Potter or Naruto. People want to read about a
They want to
completely...
read Kirito from SAO.
Well, no. They want to read a completely flat character that has about the personality of nothing and is basically just a meat puppet for the author to perform all of his totally ridiculous actions through, which also enables his reader base to also imagine themselves in the position of the main character because he has no personality, no motivation, and no...
See, that's the problem.
real,
I never want to be the main
definition.
character, because you know what? The main character has to do good things. I want to be the side party member who's an asshole for 87% of the game, gets one redeeming side story, and then is a good guy.
I want to be the antagonist.
Yeah, I know you do, Captain Hacks up a fucking lung.
So, Atin, you want to be Sasuke?
You know,
Atin
could
wants
do
to be
worse.
Sasuke. You heard it here first, folks.
hey, at least I get to look good.
That is debatable. Anyway.
By most metrics, I'll be good looking.
There are more realms than just Earth. More creatures than can be imagined. I don't know. I think we've imagined pretty much all of them at this point. And on this night, there are those beings. And on this night, one of those beings is watching a little house in Godric's Hollow and the family in it. Oh, this creature wasn't one of the weaker breeds. No, it was the last of its kind. Of course it was, because it always is. The last of the first generation devils, because of course it is. Not the watered-down version the four great Satans created. He was the last and most powerful, probably the most powerful being in existence due to his sheer age. Why, one such as he, watching petty humans would be a mystery to anyone who knew, but from his domain far away from the reality that he was watching from, he looked on, curious, a rarity in his extremely long life. Not many could stand in his presence and remain unaffected by his appearance. Oh, I'm sure. Oh.
You're sighing pretty heavily there, Atin.
You know,
Yeah. Yep. Just contemplating stabbing myself.
I personally, I'm gonna put my my podcasting experience to the test here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the reason why the author is building up this character to the point they are building them up to is specifically so they can have Harry Potter be abducted by said character, and then he does some blood adoption ritual, turning Harry Potter into a pureblood devil, unlike the evil peace system, because it's stupid or whatever. And then Harry Potter, because he's now a full-blood devil, adopted by this guy, will, of course, obviously, be super hot and amazing and the best speaker, and he is the greatest at words, and he's gonna be like super strong, and he's gonna have 14 wings, and what else? He's gonna have both of the dragon longiuses too.
Yup, probably.
Harry Potter will be 100 stat man, pretty much, yeah. It's so like not even subtle at this point. I mean, I guess if you're a dumbass and like don't really pay attention to the structure of fan fictions and the patterns that all of these authors share when it comes to certain tropes. The only reason why this character is being built up is specifically so that Harry can be excused as to why he's 100 stat man without ever actually having shown Harry do anything to gain 100 stat man powers. And just like CK2, it'll be a meme. Yes. Mm-hmm. It pretty much is. Dark Lord Potter is a gold example of that. Fucking garbage website. Filled with garbage people. Blah blah blah. He's 32 feet tall, and he is like fucking Adonis, carved out of marble.
Adonis.
And blah blah. He's a furry because he's got cat ears, and he's also part Saiyan because all of his black hair on his head just stands straight up into the sky, defying gravity. Besides, of course, two bangs that frame his face. And he's also built like Yamcha, but he's black. His skin is so black that he invented a new color to describe how black his skin was. I will now procure a image for everyone to understand how ripped this guy is.
Sneaky, please remember not to get us kicked off the fucking website.
But this is what it's called.
Oh my god.
This is what it's called, though. So, I just want everyone to know that this is approximately what the visuals the author is trying to give us for what the character looks like. But also imagine them as if they were recolored by 4Kids. That's a ancient meme I'm throwing at you. Probably only one person's gonna get it. Anyway, so blah blah blah. He's very intimidating with all of his traits that have been revealed so far. Yeah, he's so black he's blue. Yep. Protruding from the side of his head were two massive horns. That were also pure black, like the rest of his body. And his hands and feet also had hyper claws on them, so thick they could split an atom, made out of black bone. And his tail was a jagged spike with more spikes on it, with a serrated spike spear point as the end of it. Also, it was furry.
Don't suppose I can ask you to kill me, can I?
Oh, and he is 18! Sorry, guys, I was wrong about my predictions. I said he was 14. This guy is
How could you miscount
18.
Sneaky?
Massive, colossal wings growing out of his back. And of his 9 wing pairs, the 3 at the top were gold wings, shaped like angels, like an archangel, but they were black, too. They were black gold. And then the middle 3 were dragon wings that were also red and black. They were also on fire. And the bottom 3 wings were devil wings. They radiated black terror. And all light looked like it was eaten by the blackness of the wings. And they were over 30 feet wide.
I don't think the author understands the word practicality.
They never do.
Oh boy, oh boy. Ah ha ha. Oh boy. Okay. Almost touching the floor while also reaching above his head. Pitch black flames flared on his wispy fur as smoke emanated from all of his wings, making him look like some sort of angel of death. Oh, God. Oh, oh, okay, all the blood has just rushed out of my head. Ugh. This has more than all of my writing combined. Some things cast dark shadows of you, like 50 Shades of Grey's author being a millionaire. It grabs your soul and eats it. Yeah, just a reminder, everyone. This story has 2,600 favorites. The only thing that stood out in contrast to his black, shadowy appearance were his eyes. You see, his eyes were blue. Hail Hitler. I'm just kidding. That's not what the author actually wrote. His eyes were pure white. And they glowed white. When I imagine the angel of death, a winged furry does not come to mind. Yes. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Okay, yeah, let's keep going. Death by Yif? No, no.
In fact, you can leave.
Yep. Anyway, so the only other blah blah blah, his appearance alone would intimidate almost anyone, but he was not one of the most powerful beings in existence for nothing. See, no. If I saw this guy, I'm walking down the street, right? And some 42-foot tall motherfucker with 12. It was 18 wings. And he's so black that the shadows around him are lighter than him. Is just walking down the street towards me. I would honestly. Also, he's a furry. Can't forget that part. Also, he's a furry. I would be torn between laughing my ass off and just ignoring it. Honestly, how about you guys?
I mean,
I'm gonna have to go pretty hard with the former because I'm the type of person that if I saw someone turning into a werewolf, I would yell "fucking furry" at them.
Hello, Dragomir.
I mean, I wouldn't. Look, if I saw someone like walking down the street, I'd be like, Jesus fucking Christ, is there another fucking convention in town?
So to catch everyone up,
Here's the problem, right? I live by Chicago.
yeah,
And Chicago has some wonderful convention centers, which unfortunately, fucking yiffers
Yeah.
love the Marriott.
yeah,
I don't know why, but it's like, now, because I am a millennial, there is one part about it that entertains me endlessly.
okay,
The Marriott is a very large convention center. Even when they do things, even when they host things like Wizard World, right? They don't have the entire convention center, right? So you'll get like, I don't know, fucking
like some sort of
random
business. Yeah,
some
yeah,
random like
yeah.
corporate thing. And
then,
there'll be like
and then
guys
the
in
furries.
suits with business cards, and then they'll just be fucking furries. So, and it is always interesting to watch the guys in the business suits just be completely baffled by whatever the fuck is walking by them.
Yeah. But anyway, so to catch everyone up on what is currently happening in this story, because we got a couple new people, we have lost a couple people. There is a 72-foot ultra devil who has 3 angel wings. Sorry, 6 angel wings, 6 dragon wings, and 6 devil wings. Who is pure black and giga nigga 9,000 levels of muscle. That is the name of the thing. That is literally what it's called.
Don't fucking say it. Jesus
Look,
fucking
Atin.
Christ.
We live in a society, so he has to say it.
Gamers rise up. And
Where's your point?
where's Jorp when you need him to sabotage the stream? The sin count will remain Atin licks things. Anyway.
Make
So
it that. Like, I just ignore your sin count because it's usually fucking nonsense.
Anyway, so he's a 79-foot tall guy that looks like this, except he has dragon wings and angel wings. And he's like 72 shades blacker. And he's a furry. That's the main character of this first chapter.
Oh, don't forget, he's got pure white eyes with no pupils, so I'm not entirely sure how he sees anything.
Magic, probably.
Probably.
Or he just uses his white power to view things.
His white sight.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, he possesses all of the abilities of a normal devil, which are basically effectively infinite. Let's be clear here. In D times D, the powers of devils are as follows. They can talk any language they can think of, and their magic system is literally, if you can think it will work, it does.
Ah, yes. Cheating.
And that is the excuse given as to why the main character is, in D times D, able to have, how you say, breast-based magical spells. Am I really staticking? Hold on, let me,
You don't sound like static on my end.
Yeah, you don't sound bad to me. Am I coming through staticky?
No, I don't think it's a you. And it's specifically my mic, supposedly. So let me just I mean, yeah, I guess you could hear it when I'm speaking in the background, but I mean, not much I can do about that. It's worse when Sneaky talks because he talks a lot more. Yeah.
Okay, so then it's decidedly a you problem.
Yeah,
or,
no,
well,
it's literally just my mic, and there's nothing I can do about that because I have a threshold set up so that it doesn't broadcast the static, but it can't scrub the static from an active broadcast. I would have to run it through digital cables, and then I have to run it through Audacity, and then I would have to run it back into a digital cable after I scrub it using Audacity, and now add latency to my speech, and it's just gonna be a fucking mess. Or I can, just live with it. So I guess you're just gonna live with it. Not fucking paid enough to go through that hassle every single time I want to stream. Anyway. So anyway, blah blah blah. He has super unique powers that only first generation devils have, but also he's the only first generation devil left, so he's the only one with these powers. He all of his abilities are like 100 times stronger than a normal devil, and he just knows everything too because of how old he is.
So I have a question since
Yep.
I don't actually know anything about
Yep.
DXD's lore.
Yep.
Isn't a first generation devil just a fallen angel?
No. So the the difference here is fuck you.
Ah, I see. Of
Yeah.
course. How stupid of me
Yeah.
to try and use my knowledge of biblical lore and
Yeah.
attach it to an anime about biblical lore.
There's a reason as to why I refer to D times D as mythological fan fiction. As its canon lore is mythological fan fiction. If someone wrote fan fiction about myths, that's the canon lore for D times D.
of course it is.
So DXD fan fiction is fan fiction about a dead religion.
Yes. Oh, keep in mind, Norse mythology is there. The Egyptian stuff's there. Like all of the gods that exist throughout history of humanity are in D times D, technically.
Yeah, I
For
picked
some
up on that through Necromancer.
Yeah, and so it's just generally just terrible. Like Odin, for example, is actually just an old man who gropes young women. And then
Here's the question: is the Norse treatment in DXD worse than the Norse treatment by Rick Riordan?
by what?
How the Norse got treated when Rick Riordan wrote his Norse series, the guy who wrote the Percy Jackson.
Oh Lord, he did the Norse.
No, that's a tough one, actually. Jesus. Ooh. Ooh. I'm gonna say Percy Jackson was actually worse on this one.
I figured you would, considering, the Sunni Valkyrie and Thor is basically a baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, okay, so I'm gonna go off on a tangent here. Percy Jackson was never good. At no point in time was any book in the entire series ever good. This is my hot take. Percy Jackson has sucked since book one. You just didn't realize it yet because you were either A, too young to, B, not well read enough to, or C, just really liked the idea of modern mythology.
I probably fell into all three categories, considering I read it in 8th grade. And yes, Remy, Sunni.
Yeah.
It had some okay writing at parts. I never thought it was great. I never said it was. I don't think it's terrible.
Like, the high point of the Percy Jackson series was the first book. It has literally been a downhill roller coaster since the first book.
I think the issue is that Riordan A did not get his big break with teen fiction. He was, I think, like a mystery writer or something.
Yeah.
And B, the entire Percy Jackson series is based on bedtime stories he made up for his son.
Okay, here's the thing. Counterpoint to that, The Hobbit came into existence because J.R.R. Tolkien wanted to tell his kids a bedtime story.
Yeah.
Like,
I
being
feel
a
like-
bedtime story is not inherently bad.
I feel like you just committed some major heresy by comparing the storytelling capability of Tolkien to Riordan.
No, it's the other way around. So it's
I'm not
fine.
saying they're equal storytellers. I'm just saying that just because something begins as a bedtime story, like, it's not necessarily a problem.
Like, look.
Like, we wouldn't have Lord of the Rings if it weren't for bedtime stories. Now, I'm not saying that Percy Jackson is on the level of Lord of the Rings. Of course it's not. No one's gonna think that. It's a young adult fiction.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Yeah, no, I was messing with you a little bit, but no. It's not the bedtime story that's the aspect. It's just that Riordan's not good at adapting it to to an actual literature medium.
Yeah. No, well, I can't really say how good he is on that because obviously we don't know the original stories that he told during bedtime for his kids. But I can say that he put basically zero planning into the stories when he adapted them into a written form and tried to sell them. And I can say this pretty decisively because he came up with shit like all of the Greek gods actually had split personalities all along, and they're actually at war with themselves. Dude.
Yeah. I think one of the other issues is Riordan doesn't do his research. He's an English teacher, not a history teacher.
English teachers don't research shit.
All of his quote-unquote war arcs during both the Percy Jackson and the Heroes of Olympus parts of the series are really terrible.
Like, look, you can be in a lot of professions and be capable of telling good action, be capable of telling, good character dialogue, stuff like that. That's not really a thing that's limited to profession. But I will say, certain professions that you previously had before this stint at writing definitely give you bonuses to knowing how certain things go. For example, say you fought in World War I. You might have a little bit better idea of how morale in a battle works than, say, an English teacher.
Now, what if you're an English teacher who was in World War One?
Well, then I would say you're really good at elucidating how morale works in a war. Wouldn't you?
Yeah. Or, it's almost like living through 2 actual wars gave someone some real fucking perspective on how to write a war.
Yeah. It's almost like.
Just a little bit.
But, anyway, that's enough about why Percy Jackson is garbage. Well, hey, that's my pizza.
Alright, well, while Sneaky gets pizza, I guess we're gonna spend a few extra seconds talking about why Percy Jackson's garbage and J.R.R. Tolkien is fantastic, even if that man was the wordiest motherfucker I have ever read.
Just remember, you have to take notes in order to understand the Silmarillion.
No, listen, you do not. I read the Silmarillion in 3rd fucking grade. I took 0 notes. I passed the 40... I got an 80% on the 40-question comprehension test. And won my class a pizza party in the process.
Are you just trying to make Remy salivate more?
No, it actually was a pizza party.
Oh, okay.
Because you got points based on the number of pages that the book was. So before that, I read The Unabridged Three Musketeers, I read The Man in the Iron Mask, and I read The Silmarillion.
You just picked the biggest books in the library, huh?
Yes! And I got some fantastic literature out of it, including a lifelong love for the works of Alexandre Dumas.
Did they not have War and Peace at your library?
No, they did not have War and Peace in the school library.
Hello, I am back from my pineapple and jalapeno pizza to tell you all.
God damn you, heretic!
I like pineapples, not so much the jalapeno.
What is wrong with you?
I'm from
thank
Texas.
God.
Let me just finish.
Thank God. Arn and I are on this. For once, Arn and I are on the same.
Let me just
page,
finish putting my
Sneaky.
ghost pepper hot sauce on it.
Start and see why your body hates you, Sneaky.
No, this is my revenge.
My throat and lungs are trying to give out on me. Let's get some fucking ghost pepper hot sauce on this.
This
bitch.
is my revenge. This is me hitting back.
You should not be taking revenge! You live in there, you daft idiot! It's cutting off the nose to spite the face.
Anyway, well, I never had a good nose anyway.
Scorched earth tactic.
Wizards at War.
Yes,
Probably
fucking
one of my
like
favorite
it.
series I ever discovered at my school library.
What was?
Wizards at War. Yeah, do either of you know about that series?
Nah.
Not a
Alright.
bit.
So the entire premise of Wizards at War is it's modern world, except the daydreams of children allow certain children who truly believe in those daydreams to use magic to,
Oh yeah, you've talked about this.
do shit that they believe in. And the Wizards at War series takes place where the fuck ever, because it's, dreams and shit. So the kid's like, well, I want to go into space and meet aliens. And so they walk through this, they like open up a door and they're on a different planet now. And it's just really an interesting series. Like, one book, they infiltrated a hive of bugs that were dedicated to the God of Order. The God of Order, by the way, hates magic. And specifically goes to every species and tries to instill order in the species to stamp out magic in it.
What a bitch.
My eyes are itchy. I'm gonna leave. Well, bye, pineapple hater. Anyway, very fun series, very interesting series. It's 2 a.m. Yeah, it's also a Friday, my dude. Well, it's Saturday for you.
I mean, if it's a 2 a.m., it's probably a Saturday.
That's what I just said.
You could just let the poor man sleep.
Sleep is for the weak and infirm.
You're both!
Yes. Which is probably why I'm going to fall asleep after this podcast is over.
Just as long as we've established the hypocrisy.
What hypocrisy? We just established that I'm weak and infirm. Sleep is for the weak and infirm.
No, I just wanted to be clear that you knew that you were weak and infirm.
Yeah.
This was before you'd established that you were going to go to sleep.
Yeah, no, yeah, so yeah. I'm saying Arn is not weak or infirm, so he should therefore forego sleep.
I mean, technically, itchy eyes could count as an infirmity. Not a severe one, but an infirmity nonetheless.
I raise you blindness and press X to doubt.
Yeah, well, I raise you blindness and say press X to fuck off.
Anyway, so back to this garbage story that we keep trying to avoid. So basically, he has the powers of Prototype as well, because whenever he takes damage, he just heals it back. And every time he's Crawler from Worm, because every time he gets hurt by something, he heals it back, and then also becomes immune to that. And then he can also eat people to take their power and their knowledge. And so he's Prototype, who met Crawler, and then they had a baby who was a black furry. That was probably the worst moment ever to come into one of my podcasts, Pedro. But he was not feared for those other powers. You see, he had an even stronger power that everyone feared him for. You see, his greatest power, the one power that everyone is so terrified of that they will do anything to prevent him from using this power. Oh, Super Potatoes bought everyone subs.
For some reason.
Yeah. The one power that he has that is so strong that so many people have fallen prey to it, and not a single person has ever been able to tell anyone else about his power. That power that everyone knows about. Because no matter how powerful someone is, his power is stronger than their power. Because he's so powerful. But I'm not going to tell you what that power is, because his name is Zorn Darkstar. Also, his most feared power is the ability to cancel other people's powers. So, literally, this original character here is peak third grade playground, where the third grader, the big brain third grader, who sees all of his peers going, I shoot lasers from my eyes. Well, I'm immune to lasers. This big brain third grader goes, yeah, but my ability negates your ability.
And that's how the concept of anti-mage was born.
Anyway, so back to the reason why we're talking about this completely ridiculous character. Is he's watching the events of Harry Potter unfold. And Harry Potter's brother is named Liam Neeson Potter.
How wonderful for him.
No, no, Pedro, you don't have rights. That's not how this works.
See, because you were just gifted a sub, you don't actually. You're like I'm trying to think. Well, Sneaky, wasn't there like a bargain bin discount level of Roman citizens? Because there were citizens who earned their citizenship through service. There were ones who were born with it, and then there were the ones who paid for it.
All of them were considered equal.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking there was just a social stigma for being the bitch who bought it.
No, I mean no, because there wouldn't be, because then that means that person has money.
No, they were still not fans of the Jews that did it.
Okay, yes, no, they were not fans of the Jews that did it. No, but there's a difference there.
You could have stopped that.
We learned that thanks to the Apostle Paul.
Anyway, no, there was several tiers, however, to the Roman society. There was slaves. There were freemen.
Ironically enough, were practically on the level of an American citizen.
Yes, ironically. There was slaves, there was freemen, there was citizens, and there was soldiers, and then there was the elected caste. So, you know, the Senate shit.
Which I feel it does bear pointing out. The slaves actually did have Senate representatives. So there you could still be a slave and of the highest echelon of society at the same time.
Yes.
Romans were fucking weird.
You were also expected to care for your slave, house them, feed them, educate them, clothe them, give them medical care.
Not necessarily educate them.
Well, the higher ranks, you know, the more noble houses were expected to have educated slaves.
Well, no, they were expected to have educated manservants. The poor motherfucker, you know, in your vineyard or whatever, nobody gives a shit about him.
But no, because it cost a lot back then to teach someone, because of, you know, play tablets and whatnot.
Yes.
So the more educated people you had under your employ, the, you know, more
the richer
affluent.
you was.
Yeah, the more affluent you was. Like, oh yes, I can manage to employ 30 educated people.
Did you know that all of my slaves can read? Gee, seems kind of a worse to make them work a wine press then, doesn't it?
But anyway, blah blah blah. OC do not steal. Blah blah blah. And basically, he's watching Harry Potter like it's his favorite TV show, because he smiles a furry smile as Voldemort approaches the babies, and he's like, "Yeah, man, my dick's hard at this." And then Voldemort got to eat. And he's like, oh man, I wonder what's going to happen now. And then he split his television in two so he could watch both of the children as they grew up. Liam Neeson was doted on, given everything, and he was a very fat, arrogant boy. His fame made him a pompous git. Harry, on the other hand,
hey, Sneaky, you know what? At least they get points for using Britishisms.
Poorly, I suppose.
We never specified they had to do it well, only that they had to do it.
Sure enough.
I don't know about that. Jid is a slang term in Florida, too.
Okay, listen. Florida doesn't count for a goddamn thing anywhere.
What are you talking about? We have.
Do you know why?
We have all kinds of stuff. We have
Florida
socialist mayors and cannibal drugs.
Listen, Florida is a mistake, just like everything else.
No, look, Florida is just a sandbar that all of the hurricanes crash into. Ugh. And we put all the people we don't want there.
I thought that was California.
No, they're
No,
leaving California.
California is the liberal emergency evacuation plan, which we're hoping they'll enact any day now.
Yep. Where they detonate all the explosives that they planted along their border and drift away from the U.S., and we never have to deal with them again.
By God, that would be fabulous.
Oh boy, that's a lot of blood.
That's not a good thing.
That's what is generally considered bad, my man.
Yeah, well, I'm bleeding everywhere. That's a lot of blood. Anyway, so Dursleys drove away and then beat Harry to death in the middle of a forest and left him there. Because, reasons.
It's a little excessive, but I mean the Dursley did actually beat Harry, so
I
guess it's
mean,
not that much of a stretch.
They did not beat him
Not
anywhere
really.
nearly that bad.
No, not that bad, but they did, and they also,
Also,
did
this is just
war
a side note,
crimes
but
against the small.
this angers me so much when people are like, yeah, they beat him to death and left him. Look, even in the 1940s, police were good enough at their jobs that, let's say that, you're in a normal residential neighborhood and there are two kids, and it's been a couple days and the neighbors don't see the other kid. And some of them probably knew that kid didn't get treated quite as well. Somebody calls the police. The first thing the police will do is go and they'll question that family. And they'll be like, we were out in the woods and little Harry got lost or some shit like that. And then they'll find the body.
No, you see,
I think
you forgot these are British police.
Well, not even that. I think you forget that A, Harry didn't even know what his name was until he got to school, and B, Harry was stuck inside for like 99% of the time that he was with the Dursleys.
Went to fucking school. Like,
I don't know. I feel like the Dursleys might be able to get away with it, considering the atmosphere that she set the story in.
For
where,
as
like, the
negligent as the teachers may have been, after a couple of days, they'd go, gee, I haven't seen Harry Potter at all for a week.
Anyway, regardless of all that dumb stuff, Harry Potter is dying from food loss. And his uncle beat him. And blah, blah, blah. He's coughing blood up. Okay, look, so I'm gonna give you a quick little tidbit to everyone. As awesome as the whole I'm coughing up blood thing is, if you're not coughing up blood because of an illness, which, if you're coughing up blood because of an illness, that's still an issue, but it's not like an immediate, you're dying immediately issue. You're still dying faster than most people. Let me be clear there, but...
And it's definitely a problem that you should deal with quickly.
Yes. But, if you are just, blunt force trauma to near death, and then you stand up and you're coughing up blood, that means a lung has been pierced.
No, to be fair, it could just be a broken rib piercing something less important.
Okay, well, then how would it get into your throat to cough up?
I think it is technically possible, just unlikely.
Yeah, no. Your throat would have to also be pierced. Or rather, your esophagus. So anyway, of course, randomly beating up Harry and leaving him for dead in the forest is obviously an
Oh
amazing
no, I'm sorry. That's what I was
opportunity.
thinking of. Sneaky. It could just be that receiving that level of blunt force trauma has not actually caused you to puncture a lung, just like your mouth is split on the inside or your lip is cut
Oh
or
well, yes. Well, that's why I said coughing. You're not bleeding out of your mouth. You're not like spitting up
no,
blood.
no, but Sneaky, those people are still generally deemed to have coughed up blood.
Oh,
Like they'll cough because there's blood in their mouth and they're trying to clear their airway of obstructions.
I suppose. Anyway, so blah blah blah. Of course, because Harry is half dead, the super furry shows up, and he's like, "Hello, Harry," and he's like, "Oh my God, what the fuck are you?" And he's like,
No! My parents warned me about the yiffers! You get away from me! No? Southern Harry?
"No, I've always wanted to meet you, Harry. Why do you want to talk to me? Yeah, come with me, Harry. I'll raise you as my son." Harry gasped. "However, if you come with me, you will no longer be human." "Okay, I'll come with you." "All right, that is good. I am called Zorn. I am a devil, the oldest devil. If you will come with me, you will also be a devil. Do you wish this?" "Yes, I wish this." "So be it." And then Harry was a
No,
devil.
okay, hold on a minute. Let's be clear. He didn't quite say it like that. He's like, "Do you want to die? Or do you want to go back home?" "I don't want to go back home." Like, it's not like he's like, "Yeah, make me a demon." It's not quite that edgy.
If you're gonna be a devil, you have to get used to killing things. And Zorn then killed the Dursleys. Harry
You
could
know,
only nod while Zorn
hold on. There's
continued
a
to set the
comic book
house
I
on
want.
fire. And then they teleported to a luxurious suite that had all of the food and all of the drinks and was super comfortable with a bunch of clothes in it, and it was really rich and stuff. Blah 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 blah. "Harry, I'm gonna make you my son now. You're gonna become a devil." So Zorn did some arcane ritual and poked Harry in the head, and then Harry exploded into fire and turned into a devil and passed out.
Wow.
And then Harry woke up with a dry throat and a hangover. Everything ached, and light was too bright. And then when he went to go for his glasses, he realized he didn't need his glasses because he could see even better than with his glasses. Blah blah blah. He realized he went to a mirror and looked into the mirror, and he realized he was now a furry. Um,
How unfortunate for him.
yep. Blah 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 blah. He looks like Dark Star except more
That's it.
human.
That's what I was thinking of. So this entire stupid thing, this whole genre of, edgy characters suddenly getting a new lease on life and becoming, super cool, awesome, deadly characters. There's a really great comic book. It's
Yeah.
called Wanted
Uh-huh.
by Mark Millar.
Yeah.
And if you don't know who he is, well, shame on you. Because he's probably one of the best comic authors out there. He's responsible for writing one of my all-time favorite Elseworlds, Superman Red Sun.
That's pretty good.
The entire book is about a guy who's just he's a normal person, right? It's almost like the start of The Matrix. He's just a dude working in a cubicle. Then he finds out that his dad's an assassin, so someone comes and raises him as an assassin. After he's spent his entire life in a cubicle. it's a great comic book because the entire thing is poking fun at all this dumb shit.
Right.
It's also nice because Mark Millar takes plenty of pot shots at your favorite comic book here. Like, for instance, there's a he couldn't put in stuff like Superman or Bizarro, so he put in a character literally called Fuckwit.
Nice.
Who is... It's Bizarro, right? It's literally Bizarro, but he can't call him Bizarro, so he's like, I'll call him Fuckwit.
Nice.
There's an evil poop monster that is the combined shits of the evilest people in the universe. So, like, it's Hitler's shit, and Stalin's shit, and Mao Zedong's shit. Literally their shit.
Okay. Alright. Did not see that coming, but okay.
Very few people did. Still an entertaining character.
Anyway, so Harry also realized that he looked super fit and really buff and stuff now. And he was tall and slender and toned, and he's still 8. But the author wants to describe Harry in a very sexualized manner, I suppose you could say. Idealized male body, yada 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 yada, meme stuff. Anyway, so it's been 6 days. You're a devil now, blah blah, you'll never sleep again, blah blah, you're so powerful that you can basically do anything. And Harry was shock-faced by how strong he was now. Also, Harry gets super edgy because he gets told that his parents sent him away so that Harry wouldn't get in the way of spoiling his brother. Also, he has a sister. Randomly. And Harry's really fixated on having a sister. And as we all know, as this is a D times D story, that clearly means that Harry's going to fuck his sister. And
there doesn't need to be a DxD story for that to happen.
Fair enough. And Zorn, remember the giant 79-foot furry, is an amazing teacher and is certified and has a doctorate's degree in every subject ever. And taught Harry all of this stuff too. And Harry was able to instantly grasp all of it with basically no difficulty because he is the smartest devil to ever exist besides Zorn himself. Also, the fact that the 3 Abrahamic species decided to have such a cataclysmic war that God himself died, it was boiled down to it was a slap fight. War is bad, MK, and any devils that think war is good, I have killed. So you should do that too if you ever meet any. Also, I am actually the real reason that God and the 4 Satans are dead. I secretly killed them all in a single second with a snap of my fingers. Because I don't like war. And he also ate them. And
except I kill a lot of people.
And he also killed 1,800 million devils.
Look, there's a difference between mass murder and war. So it's
also, he ate all of their souls and added all of their power and knowledge to him. So now he has every power and every knowledge ever. In order to replenish our ranks after I literally killed 18 million devils, the evil peace system was created. And evil pieces allow you to reincarnate humans into devils, but not the way I do it because I'm better than that. Did you ever do a rating game, Father? That's really quick. No, I don't do rating games. They're boring, because I always win them. Because I'm the best, and
I was gonna
strongest,
say,
and
yeah,
the most
he's
smartest.
calling that kid. Harry's calling this guy daddy real quick. I hope the author doesn't take this to some other creepy fucking direction.
Yep. Also, they conducted tests of Harry, and they found out that he was stronger than pretty much every other devil in existence, because besides, of course, Zorn.
Also, Pedro, the reason we're still on the first fic is because we're trying to talk about literally anything else. Although,
Yep.
Sneaky, we may want to bring the derail counter back.
We probably should. Also, Harry was the fastest ever besides Zorn. Zorn was faster than him. And his regeneration was so high that only Zorn was better at regenerating than him. And, Harry exercised a bunch and learned a lot and basically knows every subject because Zorn knows every subject, so he taught Harry every subject. He also focused on teaching Harry a bunch of information that's vaguely specified, such as angels exist, and what to do as the son of Zorn. And Harry was expected to know these things. He has an infinite lifespan, and devils can communicate, blah blah blah. And this entire thing I've been telling you about actually happened over a 2-year period. And the only reason why I'm telling you after I told you all this stuff is because I'm not really sure what pacing is, and I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that this didn't happen immediately, but probably because people were complaining that it happened immediately when I first released it, and this is version 2, but I didn't tell anyone it was version 2. I'm a dumb, stupid author who makes dumb, stupid fucking 90-foot furries with 17 million wings and the ability to eat God. Fucking dumb, stupid shit. And then Surzax was like, oh my god, Zorn has a son, this is wild and stuff. Ah. And then they showed up at one of the devil balls. And then they totally were talking about a plan they definitely had, but they just keep referring to it as the plan because they want to build suspense in the audience, but don't really know how to besides just vaguely referring to the plan.
We will enact the plan. What's the plan? Oh, it's the plan where we order pizza every Friday night.
The plan. Alright, it's time for us to make a dramatic entrance, and then I'll go do my thing in the plan, and then we leave. This is going to be a fun night when we enact the plan. I'm going to make a scene. All part of the plan. Yes, part of the plan.
Part of the plan, part of the plan, part of the plan, part of the plan. I feel like there's supposed to be a second line here, but it's just part
Part
of the
of the crew, part of the plan.
plan.
Oh, God. Anyway, so the ball is being held, and then the entire ball exploded into black flame as it coalesced around Zorn and his new son. And everyone is shocked at the 700-foot furry inside the ballroom with his 29 dragon wings of death and gold angel wings. And then he made a joke, and some people laughed at the joke. And then everyone went back to talking because it was no longer interesting to have the 7,000-foot furry inside the ballroom.
Who just kind of burst into flames in the middle of your house, but whatever.
And then Harry walks up to Rias Grimori and goes, "Are you Rias?" And she goes, "Yes. Who are you?" "Oh, I'm Harry. You can also call me Harrison because that's my new name. Harrison." Ugh, what's your last name? "Oh, it's just Harry." He smirked and cocked his head. "Don't do that. You look cute." "Really, Rias? You find me cute?" "Oh, you're gonna make me blush." And he just stood there, not blushing. "You know," he said playfully, "if you liked me, you could have said so." And then Rias slapped him with a piece of pizza. And everyone
Of course you
looked
did.
at it, and they just focused on the sight of Rias Grimori kneeing on Harry, attempting to strangle him. What? um, that escalated quickly? Surzex paled at this and told Rias to let go. And then Rias refused as she continued to strangle Harry. Um,
So how is the second strongest being in existence getting strangled? Like, listen, unless he starts saying "choke me harder, daddy," I'm gonna start asking some real questions.
because the
It's
10-year-old is in
because
fact saying "choke me harder, daddy."
it's because they want Rias to be a tsundere, and tsunderes are
I
allowed to
want
hit
to
people much
remind
stronger than.
everyone. I want to remind everyone. Harry is currently 10 years old.
I mean, how old is Rhea supposed to be? 14, 15?
Something around that at this point in time.
I was
Yeah.
because Japan likes them
Well,
technically
no,
legal, but still young.
Rias is technically 27 at the start of canon.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Hold up. That is super messed up, my man.
Yes. Who are you, random person? Are you here alone or with person? Ah, no, you see, I am with my father. And who is your father? He is my father. Goodbye. And then Harry walked away. Excuse me, are you going to apologize? Why should I? You walked into me. The blonde glared at him. Do you know who I am? You don't know your own name. And if you don't know your own name, then don't ask me because I don't know your name. Ha. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha. I'm Riser Phoenix. Now apologize, you heathen. I'm really starting to hate this guy. Maybe that's because you're unrepentantly bashing him, author, instead of, like, writing him.
Instead of making him a real functioning, well, not human being, but character.
As Pedro says, ah yes, what an organic relationship totally written by a human.
I mean, yeah, that's just, that's how humans interact, right? Lots of choking.
Look, maybe the author is just a huge masochist, and that's what.
Yeah,
I
basically.
don't care what they are. I don't want to know.
Anyway, so
Either that or they're just an autist that learns romance through.
I learned romance by watching porn.
That too.
Anyway, so you do know your name. Good for you. Now go away, or I'll kill you. And then everyone looked at him and was shock-faced, while Zorn smirked. You dare speak to me like that? I would challenge you if you were of age, but you are not. Hold it right there, Turkey. In case you didn't know, I can participate if my guardian consents. And will your guardian consent? Well, I'll ask him then. He creates a black fireball in his hand and throws at his dad, which everyone was shocked to find out was actually Zorn. And then Zorn looks at him and goes, "My face is on fire. What is it, son?" And everyone is terrified. And then Zorn called him son, and they were even more terrified. And now everyone is having so much shock that the power plant went out of business because they couldn't sell power anymore because of how much shock everyone was going through. I'm sorry for that joke. Anyway, yes, son, this git wants to challenge me, but I need your permission. Very well, son. You may accept his challenge. Attention, everyone. Riser Phoenix has challenged my son. They will now fight outside.
So, why is Riser Phoenix challenging a fucking 10-year-old?
Oh, because he pushed the 10-year-old over, and the 10-year-old said, "Why'd you push me over?"
Right, of course.
Harry insulted Riser's pride by, existing in the nearby space, which he was.
Even though this is a high class devil ball, where only the elite of the elite go to schmooze with the other elite of the elite. And so anyone at this ball would obviously be someone who knows someone or is someone. And you would think that Riser Phoenix, because the author actually builds up, in canon, the author actually builds Riser up as a fairly smart individual who was actually very strategically and tactically sound in his strategies during combat, and quite good for his age, to the point where he had only lost like 4 games, and 2 of them were respectful forfeits because of the house he was fighting was on a higher rank than him.
Oh, so 2 of them were, it's in my best interest to not piss these people.
It's basically like if it was a giant like tournament card game, and then the king's son is also in the tournament, and then you're matched against him, and you're like, oh, look at that, oh, you won.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Hey, look at that! It's
so
5
good.
o'clock. I gotta get home.
Yeah.
GG, no re.
Yeah.
Good job, man.
Basically, and then he completely stomps Reyes. But that's not the point. The point here is that Riser is actually an intelligent individual, at least enough to the point where he is capable of basically flawlessing his entire combat career.
Unless he doesn't want to.
Yes, and so I can understand, yes, him being a little bit younger and therefore maybe a bit more impulsive, but it's still a ball of the elite and their children.
And the strongest guy in the universe, who has a very distinctive appearance, has shown up out of nowhere with a kid.
And this kid just happens to also have his exact same appearance.
And if you happen to be wearing a power scanner, it would be whatever the other guy's power is minus 10.
Wear the power scanner. Look at Harry. Power scanner. Look to your left. Look left. Look up. Look up. Scans this guy. Yeah, basically the previous guy, but minus 10. It was a bad joke. I'm not apologizing for it. The rules of the fight are simple. Fight. And then...
How direct?
And then Riser sent a tornado of fire into Harry. And then Harry ate the flame tornado. And then punched Riser in the face. And then Riser was dead. Except then he got better. And then Harry punched Riser again. And then Harry punched Riser again. And then Harry punched Riser again. And then everyone was gaping at the like literally mind-bending levels of violence that Harry was dishing out onto Riser, and then Harry goes,
Is that child allowed to do that?
he was so brutal. He then teleported in front of a broken Riser and sent him flying again to shatter his spine and rib cage. And when Riser didn't get up finally, Harry was finally declared the winner. In case any of you were wondering, I originally wanted to introduce my son to society, but gamers rose up. I hope you will not judge my son based on this fight. Goodbye. And then they vanished, like ninjas. And that's the end of the chapter. Thank fucking God. I almost want to die just having read that. I'm
More
gonna
so than usual.
yeah, actually. So we can put that into the covered section now. And I actually have a special treat for you.
that.
Do you?
Yep. It is a Dungeons and Dragons worm crossover.
Oh, fucking hell.
And this is going to be the final story of the night, because I am close to passing out. Now, of course,
Probably
as
because we
always,
spent over an hour and a half on one story.
yes. As always, you can also. I've been drinking the entire time.
Really? I couldn't tell.
Yeah, there was just no way to tell that one.
Yeah. So this is Dungeons and Dragons worm crossover called Pactbound. This time, Taylor was rescued from locker sooner, and by much more important person than the janitor. Sooner.
What? So she spent, what, 5 minutes instead of 15?
Yeah, apparently. The aftermath of that is going to cause
Oh,
havoc.
never mind. Chapter 1 isn't even fucking a paragraph long.
Nope,
Thank
no, it's not. That's why this is just the fucking dumb section. Yep. Emma and Sophia walked down the hallway past Taylor's locker. It was out of the way for either of them to get to their next class, but when your audience was captive. Get it? Audience was captive.
I'm so funny!
Also, I love how the author is like, you know, Taylor is let out quicker than she is in canon. Proceeds to have Taylor stuck in a locker for 4 periods. Taylor didn't even make it the first period before being released from the locker. In canon. So, author, first
Logic is
off,
getting in the way.
when you make a declaration, such as X event happens quicker than canon, maybe actually fucking look up the goddamn canon!
But that's too much work.
Sneaky, you're contradicting the narrative.
It's like... You know what it is? It's like having a Batman fanfiction, where the premise is that Bruce Wayne's parents are killed even earlier than they are in the original Batman comics. And then the story starts off with Bruce Wayne just getting out of college, and his parents are shot, killed, and die.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, author, you realize that the event where his parents died was, I don't know, about 20 years ago. Oh, let out quicker. It took 4 periods this time instead of 1 period. It took 4. That's quicker. War
Don't you
is
fucking
peace.
know how math works?
Ignorance is slavery. Fucking whatever the fucking saying is. Ignorance is freedom. There we go.
Ignorance is bliss, you mean?
No, I'm trying to quote like 1984 Brave New World. War is peace.
I think it's 1984.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Now that I know what you're talking about, yes.
War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Yeah, war is peace. Freedom is slavery. Or is it slavery is freedom? No, freedom is slavery. And ignorance is strength or some stupid shit like that, but whatever. So, Emma makes a bad joke, and the author feels really witty, pointing out that it was a bad joke. And they pass the locker for the 3rd time today. Blah blah, their quips delivered, they walked past the locker again. There was a loud crash at the window in front of them was blasted open. And then they had the screech of metal behind them. And they spun around. And what the fuck was that? Saigon pulling Taylor free from the locker? As the entire hallway of people froze in shock, Taylor managed to limply pull her head up and lock eyes with the Golden Man. A moment passed, then a minute, then 2. Zion hanging motionless in the air, gently holding the girl covered in noxious filth, the 2 staring at each other. Finally, Zion lowered Taylor to the ground. As her feet touched the floor, a golden flash momentarily blinded everyone. When it passed, Taylor was standing confidently, clean as if she had never been dirty. Zion nodded and then left. A half a dozen telephones were trained on Taylor, and as she looked over to Emma and smiled. And then instincts screaming, Emma fled. So, this is chapter 1, about 700 words. The author declared it a Dungeons & Dragons Worm crossover with the title of Pact-Bound. And for those who are unaware of Dungeons & Dragons, there is one specific class archetype that has pacts, and which is the Warlock. And the Warlock's powers come from the pact they make with a Eldritch Abomination.
Not just Eldritch Abominations. No, remember, they can do stuff like make it with fairies.
One could argue fairies are also Eldritch Abominations.
Look, if you want to be real specific, just call them outsiders.
Fair enough. And
Random unlawful beings.
Taylor is to be pact-bound to Zion as her patron for the wizard warlock arts. Which I guess could be cool, except for the part where this entire thing was told from the point of view of Emma. So, that's a really bad way to get a story started, I suppose. It's only got 20 favorites, which I really don't even know if that's good or not for the worm section. But anyway, the whole point of me bringing this whole thing up was just I hated this story and I wanted to show you all. So I did. And with that, I'm actually going to bid you guys an early farewell. I appreciate everyone who showed up. I appreciate especially Super Potatoes, who continues to spend all of his disposable income on me like I am some Twitch thought. I appreciate that.
Wait, you aren't?
I do not have the boobs
I got
to
news
pull
for
that
you.
off.
He does not have the ass for that.
I do have the ass for that. I do not have the
No,
boobs for
you
that.
don't. Not
See-
unless you've changed significantly since college.
That means you pay attention to my ass.
You mean when I had to watch it get off a bus? Yes. I did in fact see what your ass was like when you got off of a bus.
You all heard it here first, folks. Atin watched my ass. Alright, and with that, I will say good night, everybody! We'll see you all next time, because there's always more and it always gets worse.
Why?